On to you, Aries. You have the um four of four of cups. They don't have the names on them, so I gotta actually look at them. The ten of wands, the ace of pentacles, the world. Then you have the three of pentacles. My bad. Like I said, I gotta look at them. The wheel of fortune, the hermit, the king of pentacles, the ace of cups, and last but not least, the seven of cups. Show it to you again. So for you, Aries, wow, a lot of you are very much so happy to be single. Three of cups, you're finally able to actually look at this person. You're finally able to actually do the things that you want to do, and that you don't have to deal with somebody trying to constantly get money from you, and now you got to make certain sacrifices just to be able to, be with this person. And every time you want to do something for yourself, right? Go to the range or get another tattoo or, invest in something. You Aries always are stopped due to the fact that you have a lack of funds. So now you have the ten of wands, which represents you finally mustered up the courage to walk away from that type of person, and you're glad that you walked away from them however many months ago, and you're going to continue on that streak. If a person doesn't have, if a person is really not about something, again, you Aries are just not dealing with it. You will pick up and leave. You're really not dealing with that nonsense. You don't have time for that. You don't have patience for that, right? Because one of these days, you Virgos are gonna, do what it is that you do. You Virgos are gonna make the transition, if you know what I mean. And sorry, not you Virgos, you Aries, excuse me. I just did Virgo. Sorry about that. You Aries are gonna make the transition, if you know what I mean. And you Aries don't want to go to that transition, if you know what I mean, thinking, oh, you wish that you could have done this and you wish that you could have done that. The ace of pentacles, yeah, time is money. Time is precious. Time is valuable. Look at the wristwatch. Time is precious. Look at the money. Look at the pentacle. And that if a person doesn't understand, stop wasting your time, stop wasting their own time. Really, let's enjoy our lives and be about something, as opposed to constantly having to create decoys, right? Dummies and decoys and stuff. Oh, this person is going to attack this. I'm gonna be way off over here in the cut because this is a decoy. I just see a lot of you Aries just, nah, that's a dub. It's a dub. Like, if a person isn't gonna be serious about it, and when I say serious, I mean like legit. If a person is not gonna actually be legitimate about who they are and really put an original approach on it from a perspective of being real, a lot of you Aries are like, nah, that's a dub. That's lame. That's not worth it. Because the world and the three of pentacles, the world represents, you'll just talk to somebody else. It's not even that big of a deal. You'll talk to somebody else because life is too short, and the idea of people having the mentality that you have to stay there with them in the dysfunction, that's played out, right? You just had someone that you had to cut off recently because they was on some nonsense, and you Aries didn't take too much time, right, wasting your time on these people. You were able to see through them fairly quickly, and you realize that, nah, they weren't the type of people that you could see eye to eye with. So now you have the three of pentacles, right? So the three of pentacles represents, so you just started to focus on what it is that you wanted to do. You started to go on with your life. You ain't got to deal with them. So you stop talking to them, right? And now you're happily single. Still ready to mingle, still interested in talking to other people, But again, there's a lot less stress on your shoulders because it's the warmer weather now. People have a chance to actually talk to other people because a lot of people are outside or in their apartments, right? But a lot of people are outside compared to colder weather, because when the colder weather sets in, people don't come outside like that. But now when the warmer weather sets in, it's more festive because people are outside. People want to actually talk and mingle and get to know each other. So, you're still able to do that, but there's a lot less pressure on your shoulders. A lot of times when you don't know the game, there's a lot of pressure on you to be like, oh, you got to go up to the person, you got to say the correct thing, you got to look like you fly, you got to have confidence, you got to all the games and its trappings, right? The game and its trappings, the ego game, the idea that you have to one up the person and you can't act like you're fazed by anything, and no matter how disrespectful the person is. But for it to be like this, where you have that level of solidarity within yourself, to where there's a lot less, there's less nonsense on your shoulders that you have to worry about. The Wheel of Fortune really does represent you, Aries, making that choice, and you've made that the correct decision. The idea that you're not going to burden yourself with trying to act like you're cool on either side and put on this front. Like with me, again, when I approach somebody, right, there's no pressure on my shoulders. I don't care if I get the person, so to speak, or if I impress the person, or if I don't impress the person. Because the ideology is I'm supposed to immediately show up and present all these miraculous things to the person. And it's like, no, I'm not doing that. Because over time, the person will see, wow, I never knew this about this person. Oh, wow, really? Right? Some things that will surprise them. But I'm not going to try to impress them, right? Immediately just show up and start tap dancing. I'm not doing all that. So there's a lot less pressure on my shoulders because of it, right? And that happens naturally when you understand the games, because you see that people are fake. So all they can do is play games. And the Hermit represents you're in your cave. You're in a state of pure concentration right now, where it's just you. In your life, it's just you. Yeah, there's friends, of course. But I mean, like, it's not where you're having almost like an outer body experience where you feel like you're living outwardly instead of inwardly, right? Now you Aries are living inwardly and outwardly, in the sense that things don't affect you the way that they used to. And the reason why is because you have knowledge and you're practicing it. You realize that the games and the peer pressure that people try to make you feel by telling you no, they're not interested. A lot of the times when people try to make that claim, like, oh yeah, they got a fly partner or whatever the case may be, a lot of the times they be lying. And the things that they disqualify other people for is really stupid. It really is. The idea of, well, you're not my type. Well, what exactly is your type? Oh, you like this type or whatever the case may be. But most of the times, the type that they say that they like is really plastic. And the thing about it is that because of the fact that you Aries know this, you're in a state of pure concentration, because it's just you. It's not about, if you were to approach somebody right now, you would not feel, King of Pentacles, you would not feel an inkling or an ounce of embarrassment, because you're going to have your head held high with self-respect and respect, a healthy level of respect, mind you, and a healthy level of respect for other people. So if they have to act like a jerk telling you that you're not their type and you're disgusting and all this, that says something about them, right? Because you ain't approached them like that. So why are they coming at you like they don't have any kind of home training? So there, like I said, there's a level of comfort there. So the Ace of Cups now is about how, so this has you continuing on. This is a trippy tarot deck. As I'm looking at it, it's really trippy. But oh, I know what it is. This is the Adventure Time tarot deck. This, wow, from Cartoon Network. This is trippy. I got this by mistake, but then again, there's no such thing as mistakes. But the Ace of Cups represents, but you Aries, like I said before, you Aries see it for what it is, right? Capricorns, Aries, Virgos, and Scorpios, right? When you get to that high level, when you see things, you realize that most people's version of what it is that they claim love to be is not really that. It's not real in the first place. It's about sacrifice. It's about rightful sacrifice, right? Not sacrifice in vain, but a rightful sacrifice, in the sense that learning how to be in a relationship with somebody and work as a team is just as important as learning how to work as an individual with your own self. And a lot of people don't know really how to do either. So you Aries realizing this, like, a lot of people don't know what a relationship is, even if it kicked them in the butt. So now you have the Seven of Cups now, which represents, but that's okay, because this just means that you'll just go off, like I said, speak to other people. You have plenty of options. The summer is just beginning, right? So technically the summer began, but let's clarify some of these cards. Let's clarify for you Aries. Let's clarify the Ace of Cups. Ace of Wands, Nine of Pentacles, High Priestess, Queen of Swords. Right, they're out here chastising you for the smallest and the stupidest of things. Or when they need some sort of help, they find themselves coming back to you. When I say they, the proverbial they, I mean the people that you tried to date, the people that you tried to give a chance, but it didn't go well because of their dysfunction, or maybe your dysfunction, and you had to grow up and you had to learn some things, but for whatever reason, it didn't work out. The Nine of Pentacles represents you have a lot on your plate. You have purpose. So you don't care. And that's one of the things that ultimately makes it so that you really always keep your confidence and you come out on top, is that you remember your purpose. And what I mean by that is a lot of people talk about it, right? When they talk about purpose and all that stuff, but purpose in the sense of that's where your self-worth is coming from, the purpose, because the other person is not the purpose, your total reason why you exist in the grand scheme of things. And a lot of you Aries have to really remember that and realize this, if you haven't begun already. The High Priestess and the Queen of Swords represents, just don't be so harsh when it comes to criticizing people, right? And just look at people for what they are, right? Faults and the things that they did right, and able to judge on your own if they are worthy of you staying with them. But the High Priestess most definitely represents how this is a situation for you Aries, where, but at the same time, you don't mind making people a little bit uncomfortable, because at the end of the day, it's all about trying to get to know the real them. And that if you and them don't really see eye to eye, if they're even capable of showing you the real them, but if you and them don't really see eye to eye, learning how to let that go, respectfully, of course, because it's not the type of people that you would want to have around you anyway. Let's clarify the Seven of Cups. To clarify the Seven, let me get that. To clarify the Seven of Cups, we have the Six of Pentacles, the Ten of Swords, the Five of Cups, and then the Five of Wands. Like I said, the Seven of Cups, you have plenty of options. But yeah, the Six of Pentacles. To clarify, the Six of Pentacles and the Ten of Swords is about how you've been through the betrayal before, right? The idea of people acting like they're interested, right? You know how finding the real love is, how it's so difficult, because so many people really do put a lot of effort into counterfeit plastic ideas and plastic physical things. But the Six of Pentacles represents, but in the end, the Six of Pentacles, it's all about you knowing that it has to be a fair exchange between two people. But yet so many people spend so much time trying to essentially con the other person out of what they have, and not give too much or give little or give nothing at all, right? And the Five of Cups and the Five of Wands, you realize how stupid a lot of people can be, because you're insured. At the end of the day, it all ends up in their own heartbreak, because they thought that they could swindle love in the first place.